What is good? It's Council of Comics. It's June 16th, 2024. It's 5 p.m. It's Sunday. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
Time for film and box office news. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Hey, we got Blade 2.
Brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life. Crisis after crisis.
What is good, Council of Comics? Welcome to the Film and Box Office News Live podcast. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. I hope you're enjoying your day. If you're being like a father, I hope you're enjoying your day. Anything that has to do with fathers, happy day. As always, if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button below as we work our way through the show. As always, with me, the council is Phil.
What's up, everybody?
Phil's here, everybody. As far as C. Bizzle, he's still on vacation. Ronaldo's doing some father stuff out there, but he had something he wanted to say.
Guys, sorry I can't be there today. I'm out with family, but to all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. Hope you guys have an awesome day. See you next week.
And he's going to say hi to you guys out there. He's got a little commentary he did about Blade 2 as well, so we'll have a little something from him later. All right, so film and box office news. We're going to go over the box office, the film. We're going to talk about some stuff, and then we're going to review Blade at the end. We also give you a chance to be a part in our best monthly giveaway ever in comics, about $250 to $300 prize at the end of every month. We give away one chance to win a duck on this show, so you got to pay attention to how you do it. I'm going to put this question up here, and then there'll be some choices, and you're just going to put your answer in the hashtag, with the hashtag in the comments, and at the end of the show, we'll see how many people got it right, and then we'll spin from those to see who's going to win a duck. Very, very good. Question. How long was Whistler hidden by the Vampire Nation? Was it days? Was it months? Was it years? Put it in the hashtag below, and I will also put it in the banner. What was that?
I know the answer to this. I watched the movie last night.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. There it is at the bottom of the screen. You'll see your choices. Just put that in there. End of the show, we will do a spinny who. All right, let me just get through the shout outs that we always do, and we'll get this show on the road. Young at Heart Foundation is a great organization run by our good friend Mike out in California. They do great things for children awaiting medical procedures out there. There are two ways that you can help this wonderful organization. First way is that you can press this button on the website, youngatheartfoundation.com, for Donate at Life America, and you can register to become a donor. More than 100,000 people are waiting for a life-saving transplant, and you can register to become a donor today. Next thing, sponsor a Hope Kit that is 100% tax deductible. They'll take all the funds collected, create these nice little gift boxes, and they'll give them to the children as well. If you have any other way that you want to help out with Mike and Young at Heart Foundation, give him a call at 323-396-9998 or email him at info@youngatheartfoundation.com and tell him the council sent you. Council of Comics YouTube 867's rising up. Please like and subscribe. Got tons of videos on the channel. Our skits and picks is kind of a shorter version of our new Comic Book Day Live, which we're up to about 102 episodes. We got Council Conversations just recently had up there, Joey with his Batman cards. Tons of reviews and all that. We also have tons of lives. If you guys want to go back, I mean, you can go back a couple years and we're just reviewing. There's so many reviews of different things on there. And we're 8 away from 100 for Film and Box Office News. So that'll be our second show that will hit 100. But I think New Keys and Hot Comics of the Week is going to hit 100 before that. So this will be our third show that's going to hit 100 episodes. And we're very, very, very proud of that. So please hit like and subscribe. Also like and subscribe to Cliff on Comics. Cliff had a great Comics and Coffee this Saturday. He featured Madam. And it's Cliff on Comics. It's wonderful. It's funny. It's entertainment. You should join him on Saturday mornings. Next up, Couching and Slouching with C Bizzle. Oh yeah. Make sure you like and subscribe to him as well. He's at 411. He does great unboxings. He has subscriber giveaways videos. Check it all out. Does great shorts. It's one of the council. Couching and Slouching with C Bizzle. Please like and subscribe to him. All right. Let's get to the comments. Who's in the house? Las Cruz says 1971 from New Mexico is in the house as always. Thank you for watching. Meet Wad number 1 was popping party people is in the house. Thank you for joining. John's Comics with Kids. Hello, party people. Hello there. John is in the house. Thank you for joining us. Phil's Treehouse is here. Woo to the who. Thank you for being here. Joe 47771 already got his answer in there. It's hashtag years. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you guys for joining us today. Phil, it looks like it's just gonna be me and you.
Okay, I think so.
All right, so we're gonna have a conversation.
Okay.
Let's talk before we get into anything. You've watched The Acolyte.
I watched The Acolyte.
All right, let's lower this music. There's a lot of stuff going around with The Acolyte.
Oh man, Jar Jar Binks has gone up on the totem pole.
But
he is like
not in my eyes. Not in my
He was
eyes.
the bottom of the totem pole, and now he's got to move up in the Star Wars.
But is it deserved?
Is it deserved? I don't really think he deserved it to begin with.
No,
Like,
not Jar Jar Binks, but this show. Does this show deserve to be below Jar Jar Binks?
I don't think so. I don't think I don't think it's earned as much discourse as that. Like there's so much discourse around this show, and I don't think it's earned all of it. I mean, like there's a healthy amount of discourse that there's always going to be. Like even with comic books, sports, and everything, we're all going to be like, oh, what are they doing? Like, but this isn't as bad as people are making it out to be. It's not like I didn't feel that way.
Yeah, I waited all week. I just watched it yesterday, and all week my feed has been bombarded with people saying, "Oh, this is the most wokest thing ever. I can't believe they're doing this. Oh, they're ruining Star Wars. They're ruining Anakin. They're ruining everything." And I'm just like, okay, I'm just taking these things, out of context. Like, what are these guys talking about? And then I finally watched the episode.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And it doesn't earn
it doesn't check off none of those boxes.
It doesn't.
I'm like, what are they watching?
And it all that woke that came out the first 2 episodes.
I was like, what?
They watched the same show. And
I mean, is it because it's a coven of witches? Because if it's a coven of witches, where was that same energy with the Dathomir witches? Right?
Yeah,
this is
and
a George Lucas thing. This is an idea from George Lucas. They think that Disney did this, but no, this is George Lucas's idea that many people can use the Force.
And that's honestly one of the things I really liked about the show was because we've always been trained the Force users become Jedis, or a Sith, and it's not really the way of the galaxy. There's Force users and they each have their own thoughts on it or what it is. And I think about different religions, see the Book of Revelations differently depending on where you are.
And that's okay, and they're they're ruining the Force. And I was like, then you've got a problem with George Lucas, because during the Clone Wars he introduced things that were outside of the Force. He introduced the Dathomir witches. which I think these witches were expelled from, because they said they were expelled from the main witches, which I think are the Dathomir witches, but that's not really explained.
I think they're offshoot, like because like phase 2 of the High Republic,
Mhm.
like which deals with like kind of how it deals with like Marcion Rose, I think mother or grandmother, if she was part of like a cult like this, or like Path,
Okay.
and then that cult was like Path of the Open Hand or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it
I
became, and
remember that.
they like shot off, and so, and there was like some deceitful stuff, which is why like his mother became like, you know, a Jedi hater because of like
Yeah.
some deceitful stuff from. She was kind of like brainwashed almost, is how to like to put it.
Yeah. John's Comics for Kids says the woke screamers are a very sensitive group, and they tend to get deep in their feelings on a regular basis. That they do, and here it comes at the special time. Cliff on Comics.
Good morning.
So I
Good
think,
morning. It's 5 o'clock, Clifford.
Good evening.
All right. We're talking Acolyte, Cliff. We're talking
Okay.
Acolyte. First thing we were talking about is how all week I'm watching these people scream about the wokeness, destroy the forest, this, and that. But then when I came to watch the episode, I didn't find any of that.
I mean, like, it's not my problem, but I mean, there's a lot going on in this episode,
Right.
you know, and I mean, is there commentary and subtext here? Yes.
Like what?
Okay, they're a remote society. They're all women of color. The Jedi absolutely represent the cops, and the cops come to take your kids. Right? So
Yes, that's in there. Yes.
yeah,
you're
so
right.
like there is subtext there. However, and I don't even mind the subtext. It's a lore thing that I'm struggling with.
Because that's in canon.
The only
That's been in canon.
everything I have looked up by the way, somebody wrote me the other day. They were like, "Oh, there's witches in Star Wars now." I'm like, dude, you are 25 years late to the table
Yeah.
on that, right? Like that doesn't bother me.
This idea of the Jedi going return, that's a George Lucas idea. The Jedi would go around the galaxy.
Right? No,
and-
that's not new. They covered it. They actually covered it in the Clone Wars a couple of times because one time they went to a planet. It was Mace Windu and what's his name, and Jar Jar of all people.
Yeah.
And that
And they
whole
had a
race.
4%.
Yeah, that whole race was like, "What are you doing here, Jedi?" And he's like, "Yeah, they kind of hate us because they took their kids." I'm saying this episode did no favors for the Jedi, and I think some people I think some people that have issues with this series, as far as lore problems, the Jedi just coming off awful
All right, so
is a problem.
that's one part of it. The other part that I saw, people were like, it destroys the Anakin. And me and you were talking about this in our chat.
Well,
I don't
Anakin's
feel
always-
it just like for spoiler alert. This coven of witches creates life. It ends up being 2 kids, 2 girls, and with Anakin, his was a forced birth as well. Now, the reason that I'm saying this does not touch on the Anakin thing, because if you remember from Revenge of the Sith, when Palpatine was telling the story to Anakin, he was telling him that Darth Plagueis was looking for ways to create life, which means that philosophy was lost and he was trying to find it. And throughout Star Wars canon history, there's always been force bursts. There have been force bursts.
First of all, force births I never heard of until
Yes, there were some in the Old Republic as well.
Yeah, like when were they in the Old Republic?
It happens at a time. What it is that the Force creates these beings at a time of great peril in the galaxy, or a time of a great darkness that's coming. So when Anakin came, it was the Empire had the evil force was going to take over and take over the whole galaxy. So the Force created Anakin to balance that out, which he did eventually later.
In the
And
meantime, I still think Dark Plagueis is his father. I think that's exactly
Well, the
what-
books state that he tried to create life but failed. But it's very loose, and it says more likely that Palpatine was the one after Darth Plagueis had told him the secret to do it. That's when he killed him. He got him drunk and he killed him. And there's some comics were insinuating that Palpatine was the one that created Anakin inside of Shmi. So this
I
doesn't.
feel like Plagueis could like. Anyhow, it still sucks because Anakin was supposed to bring balance to the Force, and
He did.
No, he didn't. He didn't do shit.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
The prophecy says that he would bring balance to the Force by destroying the Sith Lords. He did that in Return of the Jedi. He killed Sidious, and then he ended up dying himself. So he fulfilled the prophecy by killing the 2 Sith Lords. Now that doesn't mean that evil has gone away from the galaxy.
It did not bring balance to the Force. Fucking Palpatine and his cloning himself and all that shit continued.
Well, that's after stuff.
What I'm saying, they ruined it. They ruined it immediately. They made these 3 new movies. They like a bunch of fucking idiots. Bring back Palpatine. It lessens what goes on with Anakin. It lessens all of it. And when you do stuff like this, it's like, okay, well, now it's just not very special, you know. And the direct prophecy, because I looked it up multiple times today. The direct prophecy said a child born of no father. And if it's happening all the time, well, then what are we doing? Is George Lucas intentionally mimicking?
It's not happening all the time.
It's happening enough that this one prophecy doesn't sound so special anymore. You know, if it happens every 100 years, like the Airbender, or you know, like the, you know what I mean, like the Avatar, like then that would make more sense. But it doesn't. Like, we don't have that kind of.
But this is the thing. They're not. It's not. It's not that every Force birth is a prophecy of the one. But the one would be born without a father. The one would be born without a father. It doesn't mean that there weren't ones before that weren't.
Anyhow, like, look, we got all sorts of issues. And the thing is, this episode is actually fantastic. And it's beautifully made. And, like, it's like the best of the first 3 episodes. This episode is the best episode. But, like, you know, for people who are not enjoying it and are like, you know, this is really screwing with canon and stuff, it's like, well, you know,
I thought it was fulfilling canon. I thought it was great. I think this is the way.
Canon because, you know,
it is. That's what I'm saying. You're not. I just explained to you how it connects to canon, and you're just throwing that out the window. Like, no, that doesn't matter. It does matter.
You're overreaching.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
no,
you
I'm
are.
not.
You absolutely are. The freaking opening line of the prophecy is that he's born without a father, and now it's perfectly okay that happens. That happens often.
This was a power that has been since the beginning of Star Wars. This is what you don't understand. Plagueis didn't come up with this power on his own. This is something he was trying to figure out, and he got his apprentice to figure out. It's not something like out of the blue. This has been happening throughout Star Wars. You can't disregard it. You can't disregard that.
I don't see the justification for it's happening throughout Star Wars. I don't see that justification.
What do you mean justification? It's a story. That's just what it is.
I know, but the thing is, you have your canon, you have your lore, you have Disney messing it up. As soon as they bought it, they said, "Oh, all those additional things you enjoyed, Mara Jade, all of that." All of that is extended universe. It's out the freaking window.
Honestly, you're gonna have to get over that.
Well, no, I'm not gonna get over it.
I think you have to get over that because you can't keep going all these years. I want my old extended universe back.
No, I'm not even saying that.
You sound like the Snyder Cut people.
I want better course correction.
You sound like the Snyder Cut. And look what those people
like they're doing a sloppy ass job. The first 2 episodes didn't look so sharp. This episode actually.
The fight scenes in the first 2 episodes were fire. I don't know what anybody's talking about.
Listen to yourself. The fight
Ooh.
scene. I said the choreography was great.
Ooh.
The rest was kind of trashy, you know?
And the main Jedi, so the actor learned English just for this show. And the fact that he did that and he sounds the way he sounds, bravo, my friend. Bravo.
Did I say anything about the actors? If you watched last
You
week,
just said the acting was bad.
last time we talked about this, I said I think the actors are great. And I thought the choreography was great. And I actually no, it was my show. It was me last week.
It's
But
just the Anakin prophecy thing that's got you.
The quality of the first 2 episodes was not hot, and now this week the prophecy is fucked with. And in the meantime, this episode was absolutely fantastic. The casting was great. The acting was great. The effects were great. The presentation, I'm not so hot. Like, I'm supposed to believe that little girl's fire killed all these people.
I think there's more to come. I
think there is more to come with that
Yeah,
fire
there's
thing,
more to
because
come.
that, like I said, that took out, like, what did I say, a Helm's Deep type fortress.
Yeah.
And then we got a whole coven of witches that, like, force wielding witches that couldn't deal with, like, a fire. Like,
right,
I
like,
think
it just seems weird. Now, do I think that those other Jedi were walking around be like, "Oh, look, explosions! Kill these motherfuckers!" Yes, I highly suspect.
You think they did that? I don't think they would do that.
I don't think they were good people.
I
Good
think
people
it-
don't come to your planet
but-
and say, "Give me your children."
Right,
I
but
can
they're
see
stuck
them
in a
getting, like,
system that's
attacking
thousands
the
of years
Jedi
old.
and it going south quick or something.
Let me tell you another thing. Where the Jedi look like some devious motherfuckers this week.
Cliff, can you calm down on the F word, please?
No, absolutely.
Please.
Fuck them motherfuckers. Fuck the Jedi.
I'm
Fuck
muting
the
you.
Empire. Restore
I'm
balance to
muting
the
you.
Force. All right. The
Time
Jedi. Fuck
out.
the Empire.
5-second timeout.
Restore.
You sound like you're lost in the Matrix. Are you lost in the Matrix, Cliff? All right. Yes, you're great. Everything else about the episode was great.
So up to take children. Then one kid steps forward and says, "I want to do the trials." The other kid and literally the entire society are like, "Well, that's her prerogative." And they're like, "Both children will perform." Hell no! I was with homegirl with the horns. Kill them.
You're right.
Kill them and
Yeah.
pack up and move. Kill
Yeah.
them and move.
I guess.
Don't you come to my house. Do not come to my house for my children. Do not come to my house for my
But
children.
I think that's what we're missing. We're missing a key scene.
We're missing
with
DC.
But remember, the Jedi were coming to get her. Remember that.
Oh yeah, get her. No, I don't care. All after this episode, they need to clean. They all deserve to die this week.
But listen, one of the Jedi, remember, he went into a vow, and he's been in a vow for years because of what happened.
Took the poison.
Yeah, he
And
took poison
and-
himself.
So I'm
And-
saying Jedi looking real bad in this story.
I do think it's like that cult is like an offshoot of like the path, because you saw the symbol of like the open hand, and I
Yeah.
think that's right
Yeah.
out of High Republic stuff.
And I think it makes perfect sense that, you know, the past of the witches and what we get to know about them later would be distorted, you know, because of time and scars that don't heal and all of those things.
Yeah.
And after everything that happened, homegirl's like, "Yeah, let me still go and become a cop." Like, okay.
But I think that's the reason why there's two of them. You know what I mean? They're not supposed to be the same. The Force
No, I get
represents
it.
one went dark, no one light.
That's another thing I have a problem with this. This episode spent a lot of time showing us why they were different and not showing us enough of why they would love each other. Like, they were just too quick to just break it up. And then it was like, yo, it's like, I can't stop you. I'll kill you. I'm like, damn, we escalated real fast, didn't we?
Star Wars, man. We got.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's get to
Star
it.
Wars.
Let's get to it. Yeah. So, in my opinion, yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'll be disappointed if we don't see another scene of the fire and the Jedi, because I feel like if that's all it was, you're right. It does need more. I need a little more in there, right there.
That thing took out like that was a big fire.
Yeah. I went back and watched episode 1 and 2, and I suggest you go back and watch it again. You shouldn't have to watch the show twice to get it, but being Star Wars fans and we watch these things over and over, you have to watch them again because there are so many little things in there that you miss. Like, for instance, as at the end of episode 2, when May comes back to kill the Asian guy that made the poison, when she sneaks up, and you notice when she's like, feh, 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 he's doing like these moves like he's a master already.
Yeah.
So I think he's that guy with the red lightsaber at the end of episode 1. So I think that would be pretty cool. All right. So Acolyte, you guys out there in the comments, let us know what you think of the Acolyte. We gotta watch it. We gotta keep Star Wars going. Cliff probably doesn't agree, but I'm here for it.
I'm gonna watch it because I need to like break it down. Yes, Canadian survivalists, Anakin. You missed our whole argument about our Anakin being fatherless.
Yeah.
Not to mention that it's like the opening line of the prophecy.
Well, yeah, you know what? Like a father, but it doesn't say whether they would be a Jedi or a Sith or anything like that. Like good or bad, just balance.
Just balance, yeah.
So, and that's like that nowhere in there like, oh, this happens once, and
yeah. So it's possible. It's possible.
Like I said, there's a lot of like interpretation that could be, and like I said, like it's cool to see like everybody has a different idea of how like what the Force is and how to use it, and
yeah, there's a lot of different ones out there, and I like new Star Wars. This is different Star Wars. It doesn't really have a connection, but it does have a connection to like the Skywalker stuff. It's just different. And Kamari asked, she's like, "Has this been the book already?" And I was like, "No, this is all new territory right here." And that's what I like about it.
Like listen to the audiobooks, man. They're great. I'm in like they're doing like the phase 2 stuff.
All right. Time for some box office news. Remember, at the bottom on the ticker is the question of the day. How long was Whistler hidden by the Vampire Nation? Hashtag days, hashtag months, hashtag years. Put your answer in the comment section, and we'll spin at the end for a nice little duck. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the box office. Oh my God, it's the biggest box office of the year. By far, biggest box office weekend of the year. Over 212 million. Are the movies coming back, ladies and gentlemen? Inside Out 2, 155 million.
Wow. I'll say Pixar is coming back like that. If Pixar needed that.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna say it's because families have been starved of a good movie.
That may be true, my friend, but that 155 opening weekend.
Pixar being back hard. Wow.
Colossal right there. Colossal. I wonder what it is worldwide. They're at 300 million already worldwide. They said they're coming out. Pixar said they ain't playing around no more. They're coming out blazing, and that's dope. Bad Boys Ride or Die number 3, is it? Or number 4? Bad Boys 4. 33 million was not bad for a 40% drop. That's not bad. Let's see how much they're at 214 million. We need to make a little more. This needs to be like a 300-400 million movie. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is still rocking. Still rocking.
It's a great
only
film.
dropped 4%. Wow. Only dropped 4%. Made
Listen,
5 million.
Here's a great movie that follows its lore, maintains world building. All these little pieces continually fall into place as they should. It's very impressive. Disney Marvel and Warner Brothers DC should freaking take a freaking hint from Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I think they did.
Be like, oh wow, there's consistency, there's stories that build off of each other, there's symbolism, it's not all hot trash. It's amazing.
The Garfield movie comes in at number 4, dropping 50%.
Again, families have been saved.
Yeah. The Watchers, number 5. If Furiosa, I'm curious, where are you at? You're only at 160 million, my guy. This is a red flag problem. That's a red flag problem right there.
I don't know why. That movie's pretty solid. I don't know what's wrong in the world.
Don't have Max, man. You need Max. Can't have Furiosa, a Mad Max saga with no Mad Max.
But the thing is, she was such a popular character with the last movie. You got the same director, creator. It's his universe. Like, I don't understand.
I know.
Like a prequel for like her story, so you kind of know she lives, right? Like,
Yeah. This would have been, in my opinion, this would have been better as an HBO series.
Maybe. Well, I'm just saying.
I mean, and then leave Mad Max for the big screen.
Dude had a big fan.
160 million. That's bad. That is bad. Well, I can guarantee you the next movie is going to be a Mad Max movie. If they do give him money to make another one. So, Chris Hemsworth. I'm sorry, Chris Hemsworth. The Fall Guy made 1.5. Strangers Chapter 1.
He's a great villain.
What happened? Say that again.
He's a great villain. I can't believe this. Like, there's nothing wrong with that movie other than, I don't know, marketing, the human psychosis. I don't even understand.
What? Fall Guy?
No.
Furiosa.
Oh. Right,
Furiosa. No, the Fall Guy is actually like really funny and still action packed. I mean, like, I don't know what to tell people. Go have a good time and remember that no one was sitting around going, let's take this 80s TV show, 90s TV show, whatever it was.
They got the truck. Is the truck in it?
I don't freaking know. I didn't even watch the Fall Guys as a kid. I came for a good time and had a good time.
Right. Lord of the Rings, back in theaters. The Fellowship of the Two Towers, still making some money. And then let's see who made the last. Number 30, Summer Solstice. You made $5,000, Summer Solstice. You like that?
Little letters.
Let's see that. Let's see. Oh, they don't even have a bio. There's no bio for this movie. All right. You might want to work on that, Summer Solstice. You might want to put a little more effort in that. Oh, my goodness. But you made $5,000 and you made the Mojo top 30. So congratulations. This Inside Out 2 makes me think, Deadpool's definitely going like 250. It's going to be like 200.
Weekend, I think so.
You know what I mean? And for a rated R movie, that's going to be crazy. That's going to be...
Well, it already has the greatest amount of ticket pre-sales like ever. It doesn't it?
And if it's a good movie, oh my goodness. That could restart the engine right there, the Marvel engine. Like, all right, we're restarted. Let's go. Let's go film Captain America again for the third time.
Yeah. You know how like your car like starts finally, and then like you're like scared to like shut it off when you run into the store because you're hoping like that's what it's gonna be like. So after Deadpool, what's the next one look like? And it could be like
next one's Captain America after that. So they already filmed it twice. So
that's
the most sales set for an R-rated movie. So they did not.
Okay.
Cliff is in the Matrix right now. Brr. He's frozen. He's battling a Smith right now.
Yeah, Cliff just froze like hard.
Cliff, I'm gonna pop you out.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm down.
Oh, he's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. There he is. Sorry you had to battle Smith.
Any of the other stuff that's come out like this week though? There's a lot of good shows that have like finally dropped.
I haven't gotten to watch The Boys.
I watched the first episode.
I watched all three. That was
I didn't watch all three.
Great. That's another thing, right? Like, and maybe because it's the fourth season of The Boys, let's factor that in. But I watched the 3 episodes of The Boys and I was hyped. I was all excited. And like, I mean, I haven't been feeling that way with The Acolyte. This episode was very good. I mean, it was excellent, really. But like, I wasn't like, oh, I can't wait for more of this show. Like, it's not giving me the comeback feel. You know, I watched The Boys. I was like, yeah. You know, I was like, I
Boys is
can't wait.
ridiculous. Yeah, I can't wait for the. We're gonna watch
Yeah,
that.
and
What's
Sage-
it called?
Sage is
Start up again.
amazing.
Bridgerton. You know,
Bridgerton, yes, we got one more episode of Bridgerton. Me and Kamara, we gotta finish the
Okay,
eighth
I gotta watch the next
with
what is it,
Penelope
one
and Colin.
more? Yeah.
And then tonight, ladies and gentlemen, at 9 p.m.,
Night is-
House of the Dragon, ladies and gentlemen.
Return.
Oh my goodness, it's got to be the best show on TV. I hope they continue it. House of the Dragons, that's that oomph. That's that season 1 Game of Thrones oomph. Second season oomph. It's that good stuff right there. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, every week we give you homework. And today's homework, we are within the Blade trilogy. This is C. Bizzle's trilogy. We're reviewing Blade 2. If I can get over here. Blade 2, ladies and gentlemen. Came out in 2002, 4 years after the original. Wesley Snipes returns as the half-human, half-vampire Daywalker. We also got some other special guests. We got Daryl from The Walking Dead's in this. Jet Li is in this movie. That was a
I thought
shock.
it was Donnie Yen, right?
No, Donnie Yang. Yeah, why I say Jet Li, I don't know. Donnie Yang was in this movie. I don't know why I said Jet Li. That was a surprise. But the action in the beginning of this movie, that was dope.
That was fantastic.
Like, I haven't seen that today's movies. That kind of passion and the way that Wesley Snipes is doing everything and the way they do it was just top notch. They came hard with the sequel. And they even with some of the CGI, like some of the CGI when they were in front of the light thing fighting, that was bad. You could tell like they just wanted to finish that scene, but they didn't have the actors. But the CGI in the beginning when he's doing it, I was like, oh, this is flawless. This could go today. What did you guys think of Blade 2?
I
The
love it.
fighting, like, you know, it's good enough. It was definitely around that time where every like action movie had a kung fu fight in it, and it was definitely like, you know, The Matrix did it, and like a lot of movies just picked that up. Like, all right, we're gonna have an action movie kung fu battle right here. But other than that, Norman Reedus was in it, and that was a surprise because this is like 10 years before you like Walking Dead.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that was like just for me that was like, whoa, that's Daryl right there.
Yep. Young Daryl looking like old Daryl. I guess the story with this one is there was a disease that started spreading through the vampires, but there was through this one guy. And they become like worse than a vampire. They'll not only feed on humans, but they'll eat vampires as well. And the vampire nation decides to go enlist Blade to help them destroy this thing or that person. And they have like a team, like a SEAL 6 team of vampires that they put Blade in charge of. Ron Perlman is part of that team. Donnie Yang is part of that team. And Chris Christopherson's back. He's back. Blade had to find him after he was hidden for a certain amount of time. That's our question below. He was hidden for a certain amount of time, but Blade found him, and they had turned him into a vampire.
Yeah.
But that was the one thing that I was like, but wait, if he's been a vampire for a certain amount of days or months or years, how is that one shot going to turn him back to normal? You know?
I think it. Well, isn't that the better formula?
Is it the better formula? Because it was
right,
like
because there's a better formula at the end of the first movie. So maybe that's the deal here.
That could be possible as well.
You know what's really interesting? Did you notice that the ninjas at the beginning kind of look like the Court of Owls?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, someone got some visual.
Oh.
Someone got some visual stimulation a few years after this.
Wesley Snipes at the top of his game here.
Oh
in
my
opinion.
god, man! What? Blade 1, Blade 2, and Tu Wong Fu, Love Julie Newmar are peak Wesley Snipes. Peak Wesley Snipes.
Oh wait, Passenger 57.
And Passenger 57.
57.
Like, Wesley Snipes is kicking ass, taking names, playing basketball, being a drag queen. He's everything to everyone. He's amazing.
Yeah, he was a good action. Like he hasn't done much lately, right? Like never really came back hard.
He does a lot of production work now, you know, and he had to serve his time for tax evasion.
Yeah. And just a little side shoot. They delayed the new Blade movie again.
Oh,
They delayed it again. The director left the project.
And again, listen to yourself talking about Disney right now, and please think, why would you wonder that I am constantly ready for their jugular? Okay.
I think the reason why they're having such a tough time creating this Blade movie after watching Blade 1 and 2 is that Blade 1 and 2 is just that good that you can't top it. Like, how do you create a different Blade that's more interesting than this Blade without it looking like you're just copying this Blade?
Dude,
like he's the perfect Blade. He's the perfect Blade.
Put all this time that they've wasted not getting a movie together, all this time that they've wasted not getting a movie together could have been time putting together an elite team to give you a fabulous Blade movie.
Yeah.
That's it. And these are the same people who threw together that hot trash Star Wars trilogy. And that's why my eyes are on them. All right? I am looking for them to stop being corporate and stop trying to milk us for every dime and getting back to brass tacks. Work it and stop worrying about a formula to keep making money. Work it and make great products for us. You know? I
know. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. It's okay. It's okay. Kenneth Bird said you guys do awesome work all the time. Thank you so much for what y'all do. Oh, thank you very much, Kenneth. Thank you very much.
Kenneth is such a sweet person.
Yeah, so the rumor is, and then we'll get back to the Blade movie, that they're skipping over the Blade movie. The problem was that the director that they had was told that he was going to be in this certain thing, and this Blade movie had to go into a Midnight Suns movie. And he wanted more. Yeah, he wanted more of a, no, I just want to do this Blade movie like this. And it was too much, and he was like, all right, I'm out of here. Because the Midnight Suns movie has already been written. The Midnight Suns movie has already been written.
Do you hear me?
I just relayed the news clip.
I know, but as you relay the news, and your brain doesn't pop and go, "Oh my God, this is happy horse crap." That doesn't go scatter. You don't. The electrons don't fire.
No, because it's just like the comic books, man. And we go every week and we buy them again and again and again.
Hashtag Stockholm syndrome. Hashtag Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. That's a good, that's a good thing. Like comparison is it's the only way to combat it, something like that, is if you don't like something like the Acolyte. If you don't like the Acolyte, you don't have to. Just don't watch it.
Watch it, yeah.
If you're not liking Spider-Man comics right now, you don't got to get Amazing Spider-Man.
Just like me. I stopped. It was rough. Am I going to be able to stop buying Amazing Spider-Man? But I didn't buy issue 51. And then I was like, okay, I'm good. I don't gotta buy the next one now, and that's how it goes.
So if you're not and look, I knew when Disney got Star Wars that not all Star Wars is gonna be made for me anymore. So it's gonna be. So yeah, not every comic is made for me. Not every Marvel thing has to have me in mind. Think what was it? The Marvels.
Yeah.
Where I was this is pretty mediocre, but Josh's kids loved that movie. So
Carlito Classico says, I heard through the grapevine it's because they can't reconcile the continuity of how vampires have existed in the MCU all this time without our heroes knowing. But I say just use the Doctor Strange spell.
Right? Like what? Like vampires are beneath using magic?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm like. It's like, how do we not know? It's like spells, bitches. Yeah, we have our own dark home.
Aggressively relaxed. It says all productions are suffering from a bunch of people attempting to take advantage of what was won in the strike.
We need an insider here. I need Kevin or somebody. So I need an insider from the industry to come set us straight.
Carlito says Peter screwing it up, Doctor Strange, Gene walking, and Multiverse of Madness, having them break through the 616, and so forth. Yeah. I mean, I'm only focused on Deadpool and Captain America right now. I'm not even looking as far forward
Listen, I'm only focused on Deadpool. Deadpool sounds like the only train on its tracks, you know? Because freaking Captain America sounds horrifying. The Thunderbolt sounds horrifying. Blade sounds impossible. Like, I don't know what and rumor has it that it's that freaking Deadpool is on track because freaking Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman were like, we are sticking to the plan or we will walk off set. Right? Yeah. So, like, that's not the kind of rumor that I want to hear about the new and improved MCU. You know, that it's only going to work when you got actors threatening to blow shit up.
Very, very true. But it does give it good light that Sean Levy is being approached for the next Avengers movie. So that does give it a good thing.
Yeah, I hope so. But we've had some fabulous directors who've been approached in the past, and the movies have been mediocre. It makes me concerned.
James Gunn.
Yeah. All right, back to Blade. So Blade's leading this elite co-op team because they're trying to kill this thing, and this thing is infecting and biting others and creating more like him. So they're trying to find the main warehouse and all that. They end up finding it, but come to find out that the main villain sort of character is the son of the Dracula type. I want to say the Dracula type villain. He's just an old vampire. The one that wants to enlist Blade, and he sends his daughter and the other one out to find Blade. But he ends up being the son of it. They lead him back to the fortress where they are. Blade starts having a little love moments with her. Cool, you know, he's always worried about her and stuff like that. So I thought they would have been a good couple. But Blade don't got no girl. They end up defeating. I'm just fast forwarding. End up defeating, and I thought one of the great moments was when the girl was about to die, and she said she wanted to see the sunset.
Yeah.
And then Blade walks her out there, and she like disappears like in his arms. Like I was like, oh, that was better than all the Twilight movies combined. No, I'm joking.
She never saw the sun because she was born a vampire.
Yeah.
So Norman Reedus' character was like a traitor, right?
Yeah.
So, like he was a traitor, and the thing is like he also designed like all this like tools and stuff that like worked against these infected vampires.
Well, but that's because the father, what is it, Damaskinos? That's because this is all actually his fault. His son became a Reaper because he was trying to make a better vampire. And even with all this, he's like, yeah, let's harvest Blade's blood so we can be immune to the sunlight. I mean, you know, just like the most evil, once again, the most evil person in the room was a vampire.
Vampires.
I was always wondering, like, well, why is he helping them make all this like tools and stuff? Like, why is this stuff like actually working when they need it to work? Why not just
set up, man?
It's just like.
But Blade knew the whole time. That was the funny part about it.
That was that was a little bit weird. That was my only like recheck time moment of the movie.
Yeah, like he created that thing to go in the back of Ron Perlman's head. And then he was like, "Oh, them things don't work." Blah blah blah. And Blade's like, "I knew that you was a bad dude, so I made it work anyway." And bam.
And he goes out like the boys, like it's a boy style death.
Yeah. And then the shot in the beginning in the club or in the middle of the movie where he points the light at him. And he's like, "It'd be so easy, just take him out." And then Blaze is chilling there like this, and he has the thing scoped out on him, and he turns and smiles at him. I was like, "You can't." That's when I realized you're not going to be able to top this Blade. You're not going to be able to top this Blade. Which means, sadly enough, and I'm going to say it, Blade might not be made.
Awful.
I
Just
think it'll be made.
I think he'll be a subset character that appears in another movie. I don't think a
Maybe.
Blade movie would happen. Midnight Suns, I see him showing up. But will Mahershala Ali still do Blade if it's not done as a feature film? That's
Who
the
even
question.
knows? It's a hot freaking mess. They gotta clean up. They gotta clean up real good.
Mhm. Lots of cleanup. Green Shirt Guy had some thoughts about this movie. Let's check out some of his thoughts.
The art direction wise, it's on par but not quite as good. The CG certainly gets better. The story's a little more convoluted though, because didn't we see the Vampire Council for the United States in the first movie? Those 12 or 14 people that were sacrificed for the Blood God, and okay, maybe they did get replaced, but like this quickly because Whistler's only been gone, let's say 2 years, maybe 3 years, based on what they were talking about earlier. And when he finally goes picks him up. All that being said, I'll let it go. But the story's just kind of out there. Like, so we need to have Blade work with vampires in this one. So that's the conjecture, right? Okay. But at the end, it didn't make sense because he knows he has to kill the guy with sunlight or going through what he ends up doing, ultimately putting the sword through the guy. Okay. Didn't love it. I did like I said, I did like Wesley Snipes again. I think Chris Christopherson was just as good as this one, and he has. And if you were listening last week, he has one of my favorite lines when Blade says to him, "How do you feel?" And he just looks up and goes, "Like hammered shit." I've always loved that line. I've always thought it was funny. So that's the line. If anybody was listening last week, that I quote, I think is funny. Anyway, so the other thing I noticed about this movie is that this movie, I think, if anything else, suffers from coming after The Matrix, because the original Blade came out in 98. 98. The Matrix came out in 99. This came out in, I think, 2003. I was looking at it earlier. So this fully, when you see that vampire blood brigade or whatever they're called that follow Blade around to help down the Reavers or Reapers, fully that looks like, hey, that was a really good idea that they did in The Matrix. Let's steal it and make it vampire. Because they each had a character that looked very similar to the group that goes into The Matrix to help Neo, go wherever he's got to go. So this, and the music is very techno, which is very Matrixy. Not that there wasn't some of that in the first Blade, but this fully felt like, let's do a Blade that's in The Matrix. So yeah, that's my other not complaint, but my other issue maybe with this is it was the art direction wise, it's on par but not quite as good. The CG.
That was it. All right, that's Green Shirt Guy's opinion of the Blade movie. Enjoy your Happy Father's Day, Mr. Green Shirt Guy, and you as well, C. Bizzle. All right, Cliff, what's your score for this movie?
9.
9. Okay.
It's as good as I remember, maybe even a little bit better.
Okay, 9. Phil?
This is an 8. It's solid 8.
Solid 8. Okay.
Yep, solid 8. It's like the Green Shirt Guy had kind of like it did have like a bit of a Matrixy feel to it. Not quite as they didn't have as much bullet time in this one. Well, I think Blade 1 had a little bit of that going on, and it did have it was definitely there were certain sets that I was just and even parts of it there was even parts so I was like, why is that thing sparking everything all over the place?
Very, very, very true. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I thought it was a good movie. I just didn't think it was. I thought there were parts that were too long. Some of the fighting scenes were too long. Some things could have been cut down a little bit, but I thought it was a really, really good movie. I think I gave Blade a 9. I'm gonna give this an 8.5. Let's see how that goes.
Our average score is currently an 8.5.
Yes.
There we go.
So that's great. 8.5 for Blade 2. Next week we are doing Blade 3, ladies and gentlemen. Blade 3.
Do we know our next trilogy, or who's choosing the next trilogy?
The next trilogy is, I think it's you, Cliff.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think you're
So
up next.
soon? Are we going in reverse order?
No, I think it was always me, you, then Phil, then Green Shirt Guy, then C Bizzle.
Wait, what did you do?
Oh, wait. Yeah. No, this was my trilogy. Yeah, I said it was C
I was
Bizzle.
gonna say this is your trilogy. Next
This
is
is my
Sea
trilogy.
Bizzle, right?
Next is what?
We did Sea Bizzles.
Yeah, we're starting at the top again with me. So you're next.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Everybody did one. So.
I'll do some fun research.
All right. All right. That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure you tune in tomorrow night for New Keys and Hot Comics of the Week, ladies and gentlemen. Episode number 94, home of the world's greatest monthly giveaway.
Yo, Batman is marrying himself. Is that what I'm seeing in our preview tomorrow night?
That's what are you talking about? Oh, yeah.
I now pronounce you Bruce and Bruce.
Bruce and Bruce.
You know?
That's gonna be a fun one. So tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific. We're gonna go over all the new keys and hot comics. We're gonna give you 3 chances to win a duck for the monthly contest. And then I believe, how many days are in June?
30.
30.
So the following week will be the giveaway,
Yeah.
the 24th,
Fourth.
because we'll be in a new month when it comes to next Monday. All right, so we got this week and next week to add some goodies. So make sure you tune in at 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. Same place, same people. All right, let's go into the comments section, and then we'll spin Fuzzy Ducks. Let's say a shout out to everybody that came through tonight. All right. Here we go. Las Cruces 1971. Thank you for joining us tonight. Meet Wad number 1 came through. Thank you for joining us tonight. John's Comics with Kids was in the house. Thank you for joining us. Phil's Treehouse was in the house. Thank you for joining us. Joe 47771 was in the house. Thank you for joining us. Big L Larry Jackson was in the house. Thank you for joining us. Comic Cap Collectibles came through. Thank you for joining us. Aggressively Relaxing came through. Thank you for joining us. Canadian Survivalist came through. Thank you for joining us. S Vaughn 82 came through. Thank you for joining us. Who else? The Immortal Biggie Shack came through. Thank you for joining us. Carlito Classico is in the house. Thank you for joining us tonight. Anybody else? Bleecker Street Comics came through. Thank you for joining us, Bleecker Street. Legion of Comics came through. Thank you for joining us. Kenneth Bird was in the house. Thank you for joining us. Papa Wheelie, you guys are hurting without me. Of course we're hurting without you. Can't wait for you to come back. Next series is Cliff is going to figure that out. I'll let you guys know next week after we finish off this trilogy. Mellow Dope Live came through. Thank you for joining us. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get to this duck thing. I'm going to give you 15 seconds. It's hashtag years, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm so nice, I'm going to give you 15 seconds to put that in the comment section, and then we're going to spin. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spin. Round and round it goes, where it lands. No one on the council knows, ladies and gentlemen, who will win the lucky duck of the day. And Canadian Survivalists! Congratulations, Canadian Survivalists. You are a duck winner for the day. Let me write you down here so I don't forget. Canadian Survivalists. All right. So that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Please make sure you are liked and subscribed to our channel, The Council of Comics. You'll also subscribe to Cliff on Comics and also Couching and Slouching with C. Bizzle. We'll be back next Sunday for Film Box Office 2 to do Blade 3 Trinity, starring Ryan Reynolds and Jessica, what's her name? Field? I think it's Jessica Biel.
Yeah, Jessica. Right. I was gonna say it's Timberlake's wife, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jessica Timberlake's wife. Yeah.
So tune in next Sunday, 5 p.m., 2 p.m. Pacific, and join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific for Two Keys and Hot Comics of the Week Live podcast. Give us 3 chances to win a duck for the best monthly comic giveaway ever. So for myself, for Phil, for Cliff, for C. Bizzle, for Green Shirt Guy, and the rest of the Council of Comics, thank you. We love you. See you next time.
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes?